Hello, good morning. I'm Melissa, I write books. Welcome to, I think, the last vlog of November. For me, it is the 27th, Thanksgiving, but I did my math and I'm like 3 days ahead. So I think that today, tomorrow, and Saturday are gonna be combined into one video that will go up on the last day. I really feel like this has gone so fast. And I think it's because of all of the twists and turns of this November. I was watching through some of my videos from like last year and the year before when I did the same thing. So if you're like, Alyssa, we need more, there's 2 years of it. Honestly, I think the first year, kind of underrated. I was killing it. Anyway, and also that's when I was writing the first draft of this book. And you can see a lot of the beginning threads of issues that I'm still dealing with to this day. But you probably wouldn't be able to see them, but I can. Like there was one point where in this vlog from 3 years ago, 2023, 2 years ago, I was saying, you know, it just kind of feels like each scene is like not connected to each other. I'll fix that. Alyssa in the books, why did you do this to me? But I was watching through them and you can see by the end, I'm really sort of getting fatigued of doing the vlogging, and I feel like I'm a little over editing just because we're getting to a point in the editing now where it's like hard to explain what's really going on as it's happening, because I don't want to reveal at this point what the changes are that I'm making, because they're like bigger picture and would spoil more things than I have been spoiling. So I just feel like on that front I'm like coming up empty with things to say, but I don't feel like I've even been vlogging for that many days. I think it's because it has gone through so many stages. Like we started, if you remember all the way back to the beginning of November, I was writing a fantasy novel. I wrote like, what, one chapter, 3,000 words of a fantasy novel. And then I got my edit letter. And then it was like a few days of reading and analyzing the edit letter. And then I reread through my book, making a revision plan, and then making another revision plan, and then starting the revision plan, and then redoing the revision plan. Like I feel like yesterday I really redid my revision plan, or just made like an additional revision plan. Like it was just like a now we have another revision plan to add on to the revision plan that we already had, which is really fun. I am going to, however, readjust my goal. I think I had said that I wanted to make it to the midpoint, but I fear I need to update you. I think I maybe did yesterday, but I don't know if I was really clear about like what my plan is. The first thing on the agenda is to write this date scene. I have it outlined very well. I think this morning I have about an hour, like I'm making bread and it needs to rise for about another hour and then cook for like, bake for 20 minutes and then I'll go into Thanksgiving. So I think that amount of time should give me some time to get that scene onto the page. I have it really well outlined. I was thinking about it in the pool last night. Like I feel very confident in the events of that chapter. Once I finish that chapter, I'm gonna open a new document. I know I scared you. It's okay. Hold my hand, it's okay. I'm gonna open a new document and then I'm gonna go back to the beginning of the book, and I have created a table that has like most of the scenes, honestly, in both of the Act 2s. It doesn't have a lot from the Act 1. The interiority that I'm editing for is like very specific and doesn't really come into play until a specific scene in Act 2 part, or in Act 1. At the end of Act 1, at the beginning of, like right at the break into 2. But I do have something, like I have a little checklist of like, okay, make sure that these things happen in the beginning that I'm fairly positive do. But because I've made, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I've made some adjustments to, or actually some just clarity, some clarifying things. I've clarified like what each person thinks and knows in each chapter that I think the book right now matches about 70% of. It's very confusing, but I'm gonna go back and read through, and as I finish a chapter, I'm going to, if it's good, I'm gonna copy it over. I'm gonna do that until I get to like through the beginning, making any changes that I need to based on what I've changed. I really think there's like maybe 1 or 2 like sentence level things that might need to change in the beginning. Also, it's just good to do another read through to refresh me as I go into the next section, especially as I've like changed a little bit of what the truth is about the book, which is always hard. I was telling Brielle this yesterday. I'm going to like, the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a 10-minute writing sprint at the beginning of every session where I just like talk through, this is the truth of the book. This is what everyone thinks and feels and believes at every stage of the book. And I'm gonna do that, I don't think before this session, because I just want to write this scene, but then before I go into any rereading or I am going to tell myself the truth of the book so that I can know it, so that when I'm making decisions in the book, I don't have to like think and consider like, wait, does she think that? Does she feel that way? Does she? And I have never had this problem with a book before because this book is so complicated and there's so many things at play. And so it just clarifying for myself, here's what everyone knows at this point in time, and this is what the other person thinks that the other person knows. It's like, I just need to know it so well that I can answer any question off the fly without looking at anything. And I'm not at that point right now because the book has changed so much. And before looking at this edit letter, it had been like 4 or 5 months since I looked at it. So I think I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna go through the book. And then I think once I get around, I don't know, and also just doing an additional editing, tightening pass. And that's how I'm going to continue the book. So once I get to this new section, I'm going to look at like, let's say we get to chapter 14, which is the first new chapter. I'm going to look at, okay, what does my spreadsheet say? It says Danny needs to think about Cal in this way. Then I'm going to read through and copy over only the sections that match that. And then if there's gaps or pieces of dialogue missing, then I will write through them after copying everything over. And I think that after the new section, that's when this is really going to come into play. Like once I get through like the last new chapter is chapter 18, 16, 18, one of those. Then when I get to chapter 18, which is the first new scene of, I'm sorry, oh, this is so confusing, which is the first scene like after this new section in the original document. I'm going to read through that section. I'm going to look at my spreadsheet and say, okay, Danny's feeling this way and Danny knows this about Cal and Cal knows this about Danny and Danny knows that Cal knows this about Danny. And then I'm only going to copy over the sections that are true to that. And I'm leaving behind what doesn't so I don't get confused. And I might put in like dialogue about this, like dialogue that's quirky, description that's fun, you know, to replace it. But that's going to be my first step, is I'm going to take everything that works, that lines up with the truth of the book, into the new one. I'm also going to implement Christina's edits after that point as well, or maybe before. If they're line level, I'll do them before, and then copy only what works. And that's how I'm going to go forward in the book, is I'm only copying over what works. So I don't even have that to look at. Right? But I'm still going to take it chapter by chapter. So before the end of November, I know I had said the midpoint, there is a slight teeny tiny chance that that's possible. But I think my real goal at this point is to get in the new document through chapter 18 to be done and good in, well, not done, but like done for this pass in the new document. I would like to be on chapter 19, which is not the midpoint, but that would mean like editing and making sure that everything from the beginning to the new scenes that I'm writing and one chapter past it are solid and make sense and line up with the truth of the book. That is my goal for the next 3 days. I think I can do it. I'm starting with this new chapter that I'm going into confident. I was talking to Brielle about this and I feel like I have been getting like, I feel like justifiably frustrated about like how much editing there still is to do about this, but at some point I just need to like get over it and be excited. And I think as stressful and overwhelming as it was to like look at the rest of the book and see like, okay, wait, there was a little bit more than I thought that I need to fix, I am excited about what it's going to look like when it's done. I think it's going to be a lot clearer. I think it's going to be a lot better. I think I was maybe saying this exact same thing yesterday. I don't remember. But I'm excited about what that's going to look like when it's done.
That you said I'm repeating my head, China cabinet, busted again. As it won't meet, I'm erasing the rim, picking up teeth off the pavement, broken like bread, shirts that don't fit, growing mold in the basement. Digging holes for dying hopes, throwing sticks at glass, Coke bottles, losing my grip in the rat race. I can't recall in the the first place? What was it I was aiming for?
Hi. Okay, it is Friday morning. I only ended up doing that amount of writing yesterday, just in the morning. I am, let's check. I'm about 700 words into the chapter, which is pretty good for like the half an hour that I wrote. And I have about an hour and a half, probably, if I'm lucky, to write. And then I'm going about 2 hours out of town, so I might bring the book along with me. I don't know. I'm never super productive in a car ride, and it's only like 2 hours, so it's like, is it really worth it? I might read instead. Like, I'm really itching to just like sit down and work on this for a day, you know? And that is not in the cards. Because like, obviously it's nice to take a break, but I feel like I've been taking a break, which is like objectively untrue. Like, I have not been taking a break. But because I haven't been like making a lot of progress every day, it feels like I'm taking it easy, you know? Like, I've only been doing like 2 to 3 hours of writing a day, which upon saying that out loud, I'm like, maybe I need to chill out. But also, if I'm gonna get this edit done, I need to lock in like really a lot. But I also do think it's important to take breaks. And I think taking it a little bit slower, quote unquote, as if this is by any definition slow, has helped it marinate a little bit. But I feel as though, or maybe it's just I want to feel as though, can't decide which it is yet, but I feel like I've kind of hit a breaking through point where it's like, now I can just do it and maybe hit like a faster gear, where I'm like, I have clarity on what the book is now and what the edits are now, even though I thought I had that before. And now I can just work on it, you know, for like a long time without really doing anything else. But that being said, I'm still like kind of tired and I don't really want to do it, but I'm gonna get some more work on this chapter done. I think I'm gonna read through from the beginning of this little scene and keep going, because I'm already kind of like, ooh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. So we just need to not think and just do. It's one of those, you know?
Jumped over the creek and you stuck it. You're able and focused. Whatever has your mind gets a sharpened edge. What will you do with your
I'm putting my phone in phone jail. I'll show you. You might have seen it in the background of something, but I bought like a $4 little plastic glass box. This is phone jail. Do you see it? Phone jail. Stays right there. Could I just put it on the counter? Yes. There's something about putting it in the box that when I like go to grab it, I'm like, oh wait, I intentionally decided I was not gonna go on my phone, you know? It's in phone jail. Also, for the audio quality, I'm trying something different with the microphone that I think is gonna work better. So let me know if the audio is better now or earlier when it was on my shirt. I'm pretty sure it's now. I use these mics for work, and so like I'm familiar with how they operate, but there is something, I don't know, directionally they're interesting. But I think this is gonna work better. Also yesterday, or actually it wasn't even yesterday, it would have been a couple vlogs ago. If you noticed that the vlog from Friday was like really like grainy. My camera was on the wrong setting and I didn't notice it. I don't know how that even happened, but It should be better now. If it's not, I will just cry, but that's fine. So, this morning, what are we doing? It's 8:07, which is like actually pretty good. I kind of wanted to get started around 8, and this is... Anyway, yesterday I did not ever do any writing on the road or get back to writing at night. I still have not finished this chapter, and I think I'm going insane about it, but it's actually okay. I'm going to just open it now. Then I'm going to do a morning session where I think I'm honestly going to start from potentially the beginning of this set of chapters or the beginning of the chapter and edit through it just to like get one more little round of editing on it because it is just a little bit rougher. And so I just want to, where I just add in a little bit more interiority and I don't know, whatever the scene is lacking. Mostly it's body language, to be completely honest, because welcome to my life. Anyway. Do you think there's a Black Friday deal on the Emotion Thesaurus? I'll just have to use my imagination for now, but... I'm so scatterbrained this morning. I'm so sorry to future Alyssa editing this, but I have... Oh my gosh. Can you chill out? Okay, sorry. I'm back. I did end up in this new chapter. I was going to have it be... This new chapter is in... All of these chapters are new. 13, 14 were locked. Not really. I still need to edit them, but those two were done. 15 was the one I was adding, and it was going to be all from Cal's point of view, but there was a really natural switching point after like 1,200 words to go to Danny's POV. So I think I'm going to go back to Danny's POV and I'm actually in the middle of Danny's POV for another like 1,200 words, and then I'm going to go back to Cal's POV for like another 800 words. Like it's going to be boom, boom, boom. I might even have them in the same chapter, which I haven't done at all in this book where there's like multiple POVs in one chapter. So I'll probably just make them separate chapters just because that would be just confusing at this point. But I'm really thinking it's going to be good. That's the first item of the day. I literally have nothing else on my schedule for the day, except I am going to go to Walmart just because it's Black Friday and who knows, could happen, okay? But also I need to get bananas. So I'm going to get bananas and English muffins, and then if I look around and see that there's a deal. But I really need no things. So maybe I'll do another angel tree. I don't know. But I also was potentially thinking about going to the pool today instead of tomorrow, but also I could also go tomorrow. I haven't been since Wednesday. So, and if I go to the pool, it would have to be in the middle of the day. And also I would maybe do a little bit of like small business shopping. So that's like potentially on the agenda. But the first thing we're doing is finishing out this section, which means I'm basically going to edit through like briefly, not the final pass or anything even close to a final pass, frankly, of 13 and 14 and 15. And I think I'm on 16 right now. So then I'll just keep on going to the end is the plan. Are you ready? First, I'm going to make a tracker. Because later in the afternoon, that's where I was going with this. Later in the afternoon, I'm going to make it my goal to copy and read through everything up until through this point into a new document, only keeping what works, which at this point everything should work, but this is just kind of a final check with all the changes that I made to the interiority to make sure that everything lines up with what is in here. And in here and on there, that we're all speaking the same language.
Travel on by locomotive, turning of the century. See their fine clothes, soot is turning, satin's black as the night can be. But there's a new line, the Lackawanna, cold as green as a mountain spring. Through the forest and over water, Northern Railway beauty sings. Didn't you know that Miss Phoebe Stone, her dress stays white both day and night upon the road of anthracite?
due for an update. It's 11:27. I wrote, okay. Remember when I was like, I'm just going to do a quick read through of the chapters before the rest of the new chapter? That was like 25 pages of like pretty much a first draft. So I did edit through that, and I'm feeling pretty good about 13, 14, and 15. And then that took like an hour. So then I took a little break, watched Taylor's vlog, did a puzzle, ate a snack. I'm ravenous though right now, actually. And then after I took a little break, came back, wrote through the rest. Finally was like a whole Danny scene and a whole Cal scene. It was a little longer than I think I had kind of processed. Like I really thought that it was just a quick little moment. And I do feel like the last Cal chapter does need a little bit more, but to be honest, I don't know what it needs. So I'm just gonna kind of leave that for when I edit through, because I will edit through this section again. I'm gonna take a break because I did get to the end. Finally, I have been trying to get to the end of this section all week. And then of course, as you've seen, it was like, oh, this is not the right scene. Write it a different way. Write it a different way. Wait, the whole book's falling apart. Write it a different way. Thanksgiving, Black Friday, here we are, you know? So I really do feel like specifically the parts that I've edited through are really solid. I think they're much better tonally. I think they accomplish what I'm feeling good about them. Yes. So I'm going to take like probably close to an hour to eat. I will color in my shapes because I can color in all of this whole row. Also, these shapes are really terrible. This is all I know how to draw. Okay. I'm not an artist. I'm a writer. I'm not a visual artist, girl. Don't even. A Canva thumbnail is as close as we're getting to visual art on this channel. When I come back, I'm starting a new document. That's All's Fair in Love and Robbery draft, or whatever freaking draft we're on. And I'm going to start from the beginning of the book, chapter 1. And I'm just going to read, like, honestly, I think the first, for sure, 7. I'm just going to look at my notes of, like, what is the correct interiority for this section. I'm going to get really clear, like, before I even start the new document, I'm doing a little, like, refresh of, like, here's the interiority for the whole book. Let me just think through that really quick to make sure we're all on the same page mentally. And then I'm going to read and copy over everything that works, which, to be frank, I think the first 7 chapters I'm literally going to read and copy over. I might make a few edits as I go. There's maybe 1 or 2 things. Like, what I'm really looking for in this first section is, like, is there any way that Danny would know that Cal knows she's a cop? That's what I'm looking for, because that's the change that I'm making. And in the first 7 chapters, there's maybe a sentence or 2 that needs to be tweaked, but, like, that's really what I'm looking for. And to just, like, make sure that everything is landing. Because I did also make remember all those earlier changes I made that seemed like years ago? The earlier changes I made about, like, all of Danny's thought process when it comes to Cal. So just making sure that all reads correctly and then copying it. So I'm assuming, like, the first 10 chapters I will just, like, read. Chapter 10 is newer, so I'll probably edit through that a bit more, copy it over, new document. And I'm hoping to get all the way through this new section. That is my plan and hope and wish and goal and dream. Like, once I get to the stuff that I haven't done the word read aloud for, I'll start the word read aloud and do that before copying it over too. And I'll also just make sure I check the notes that were the original actual edit of this book. Girl, this is crazy work. My brain is... So I'm like still in my pajamas. So I'm gonna, like, get ready for the day.
I just wanna go out and walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you. You don't have to tell me anything that's new. I just wanna go out and walk with you. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine, sailing over pavement with our 2 outlines. I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine.
Hi, okay, I'm back. It is 1:30. I meant to start writing at 1, and then I started looking, because if there's, like, a deal on a computer, I feel like I need to pounce. because I'm just in the market and it's Black Friday. It's like Black Friday weekend, and so I just wanted to see. So I'm debating this afternoon going to Best Buy and talking to people at Best Buy to see, like, what do you think? Because I have been trying... Okay, this is going to get a little nerdy, but I think any of my computer girlies... I'm not really a computer girly. I'm really not. I have a Dell XPS 15, and they don't make them anymore, and it's very annoying because, like, really, in terms of video editing, the best computer that's, like, the most user accessible is, like, a MacBook Pro. But I don't have any Apple products. Like, I just never have. And to have an Apple MacBook, like, if you have all Apple things, a MacBook is great because it connects to everything, but I cannot. I hate everything about a MacBook except for the video editing capability, and I have one for work, so I, like, know that I don't want a MacBook. And if you're not getting a MacBook, you really have to, like, research a lot for what computer is good for video editing, because I don't do just, like, mild video editing. Like, I have contract work that's video editing. I've been editing, like, a gajillion videos for YouTube, and, like, I do use the power. Like, I need a computer that can edit videos and export them quickly. I'm just not willing to sacrifice that. But they don't make this computer anymore, and the only other Dell computer that can, like, work with this, it comes with, like, one USB or USB-C port. One. Are you kidding? And it's $3,000. And, like, this computer was, like, $2,000, and I'm fine to spend like up to $2,500, which is so ridiculous. But I don't know. So I've been looking at computers, and really you have to find, like, a gaming computer almost to make it work. Gaming computers are so expensive, and I don't use half of the features that I don't game, so I don't need, like, a gaming PC or anything. And part of me is like, should I just get a PC? But then I'm like, no, I do so much video editing, like, on the run from the lot. No, on the road. Like, it needs to be a gaming laptop, which is just, they're harder to come by these days. And I cannot stomach buying a computer that's $3,000 that doesn't have an SD card port and only has one USB-C import. Like, that's ridiculous. Who thought that was a good idea? But I've been looking at a Lenovo Legion, which is like $2,100, so that's a little bit better. And there's, like, an open box one at my Best Buy, so I'm gonna go and chat with them and see. Because, like, half of the stuff I don't use, I just needed to have enough power and memory processing and all of that to, like, work. Frankly, I just need a new computer, like this one. I wish I could just buy this computer again, but they don't make it anymore, which is so silly because I think it was really a valuable computer because it's like a regular laptop that it's not a gaming PC or computer, but can, like, handle video editing. So I'm just really annoyed about that. But I've been watching all these videos about, like, which one is the best. And I think this one is the best, but, like, there's a lot of them that are great that are $4,000. I'm like, I don't need a $4,000 computer. But what I like about this Lenovo also, it's like, it has 1 terabyte of storage, which is less than I have right now, but it's still, like, more than enough. And it also has so many ports. And I just, like, it has an SD card slot holder. It has an SD card, it has an HDMI port. It has a USB port. It has a USB-C port. Like, I'm like, thank you. Because I use this thing right now, which is the bane of my existence. So I'm going to go in to Best Buy. If they still have it, they still have it. If they don't, they don't. Like, I'm not going to cry about it. But I'm not doing that right now. Right now, I am reading through my chapters, starting with chapter... So I'm opening a new document. Lost Friend, Love and Robbery, Final Boss. That's what I'm calling it for now. And we're going to go chapter by chapter. We're going to go chapter by chapter and make sure everything makes sense. I haven't even been filling out my tracker, you guys. It's no time for trackers. Okay, let's get the Christmas jazz going.
I just wanna see the same things you can see, understand the meaning on a new degree. Maybe that could happen when you're next to me. I just wanna see the same things you can see.
I really was just reading it for that purpose. I also ended up not going to Best Buy because the computer I was looking at was not on sale for Black Friday, and I was like, why would I go into Best Buy on Black Friday if I'm not getting a Black Friday sale? Like, hello? Anyway, but I am gonna go to the pool, I think like now. I have my swimsuit on, I've just been like putting it off because I don't want to go outside because it's cold, but I have to get over that. Anyway, so it's interesting. I copied over the first, I think it's 12 chapters, and it's at 25,000 words. The first 12 out of, I don't know. Truly doesn't matter, but this is like like all of Act 1 and a little tiny bit of the break into 2. So I don't know if that means we're on track. Is that supposed to be 25%? I don't care. I don't care what percentage it's supposed to be. I do, but I think I've already looked at it. Anyway, and this section, the new section that I've been working on all week, that I think tonight I will edit through one more time, copy it over, and then it will be ready for, I can move on to the next chapters. I will still, of course, go back through the section and do a line edit and a copy edit again. And later we'll do a whole edit of the whole book. But I think if I edit it through one more time, I think I'm ready to copy it into the document and move on to new chapters, please. But I think tonight my plan is to edit through this one more time, put it in there, and that'll be the end of this journey, the end of this November daily vlogging extravaganza. I've done a lot of work today, but it's felt really good. I feel like I'm kind of hitting a stride of like less resistance to just sit down and do it. I feel like I'm very like, yeah, I'll sit down and write it. Like for a long time this week specifically, I felt like I've just been pulling teeth to like sit down and write. And I think it's because it wasn't clicking. And now that I have a clear direction on what needs to happen, and honestly, I just have a few days off pretty much. Like I wrote Thursday morning and Friday morning, but it was like I wrote until like 9 a.m. and then I had a whole day doing other things for like spending time with family for the holidays. So I think that was good, but I think now I'm ready to like full steam ahead. And I think that the daily vlogs are ending at a good time because I still will be vlogging and probably posting multiple times a week. I don't know. Who knows how I might take, I always say that and then I post like 3 days later. I think it's kind of ending at a good time because I'm like only just the last few days have I felt like, oh, I had to go edit this vlog has like gotten in the way of writing. Like for all of the month, it has been a very nice like, okay, time to take a break from writing, time to edit the video, and that's been great. But now I'm like, I just need to get in here and just like plow through and not take so many breaks to update. Cause that's like the real kicker about daily vlogging. It's not the editing for me. It's the like, I have to get enough content. So I'm just updating a lot more frequently than I would. And so sometimes I'm like updating before I've really figured out what's going on. And I think you can like, that's sort of the fun of it is like seeing the process real time. But after the month, I can like update a little bit more like once there's something to say rather than like every writing sprint, let's have an update, you know. But I am feeling excited, question mark. The next section ends, let me see what chapter. I'm gonna pull up the nosh. The old nosh. I do need to get to the pool though because it closes in about an hour. Yeah, there's like literally one more chapter, I think. 1 or 2. And I'll go back to chapter, I think 10. I'm gonna start with 10 and do the word read aloud and just go 10 through 20. I can't look at that because chapter 18, the current chapter 18 is no long, but like the original chapter 18 is like almost a full rewrite also, but I'm just not gonna think about that. I just can't think about that yet. There's a lot of scenes that are like significant rewrites and it's fine. I just need to get through edit through this section, feel like, yes, I accomplished this section. I can edit through this whole section and feel like Act 2, Part 1, well, it's not actually, that's not even the end of Act 2, Part 1, but Section 2, chapters 1 through 20 are in a solid sort of space. And then, you guys, once we get to the midpoint, there's still a few chapters that need to be like kind of rewritten on the midpoint. Oh, and I'm moving that one scene to be before. So the next section probably also going to be a similar amount of crazy, except for I'm not writing a whole new, I literally wrote 30 new pages 30 new pages. It's like 7,000 words, which doesn't sound as crazy, but like when you look at 30 pages, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just wrote 30 new pages into this book. There are like pieces of conversations that have stayed the same, and the last chapter is like 80%, like the last 2 pages are like 80% the same, but like 30 new pages into draft 10. Good Lord. But I am feeling good about them. I think before I do the next section, I'm gonna have like a moment where I like look at everything and like, okay, what are we doing in the next section? There's a chapter that I'm moving from Act 2 Part 2 to Act 2 Part 1, which is just of course gonna mess with everything I fear, but like the midpoint should, I can't think about, I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm thinking about finishing out this new section, which I knew, which probably was the hardest thing to do with this book. Probably, like I think that was the biggest change, and it is of course going to have a ripple effect, but I don't think there's going to be another part of this book where I'm going to write 30 new pages. So it's going to be fine. The worst is behind us, she says. Okay, I'm going to go to the pool, and then we're going to finish this section. Are you ready? Hi. This is the last clip of this video. It's actually Sunday morning. I didn't end up updating last night because I was just tired. I didn't quite get to the end. I know you're underwhelmed, but there's about 2 little scenes that are newer. Like I wrote the first draft of them yesterday morning, and so I had edited through like the 15 pages that were in better shape and copied them over, but at that point it was like 10, and I knew I didn't have it in me to like actually edit these to the extent that they need to be, so that's what I'm going to start with today. But I do feel confident relatively that if I do it today, I don't know if I'm gonna write today. I probably am though. I am feeling confident that I will get to the end of this section today or tomorrow. But I also have decided that this will be the last daily video. I was sort of planning to have something up tomorrow, but then I realized I did post on the 1st of November, and usually the daily videos start on the 2nd of November and go through the 1st of December. I was going to do like a little recap video like I did last year, but I think I'm still going to do it, but I think I'm going to wait like a week because I do a little, like I wrap up the writing, but I also wrap up like the back end of the YouTube stuff, because I would think it's so interesting to see like, does doing daily vlogs like is it a net positive for a channel or a net negative? Like, it's like great for the community, but like how are the view, just it's, I find it to be really interesting on the back end. So I think giving it a couple of days might help just to get more of an accurate picture of the month. This will not be the last you see of me by any means. I don't know how much I'm really gonna vlog for like maybe a little bit after this, but I do plan on posting still my regular amount, which is like 2 to 3 times a week typically. So if there's any like sit down videos that you guys want to see, there will for sure be vlogs. It might be like a solid week before there's another vlog because I'm a little vlogged out, to be frank. But I think after a few days of just writing, I'm going to be itching to get back to vlogging. So, but also this edit is about like, I'm about to kick it into high gear. So I think I will probably continue to like update you as I go through it. But yeah, thank you so much for being with me here, for being here this month with me. Comment down below if you have watched comment down below a yellow heart if you watched every single video on the day it was posted. And comment a green heart if you're just catching up later after the fact. Either way, I'm so happy that you're here. If this is somehow the first video or one of the first, there should be a playlist linked at the end of this where you can go back to the beginning of the month. And I did post every single day this month. You can check out that. We went on quite the journey here this month, really. I'm trying to think of like something like reflective that I could say, But I think that this NaNoWRIMO is different, for me, because usually at the end of the month, whether I'm completely done with the book or not, I do take a break, and I will not be this time. I also think it just feels different because I'm nowhere near the end of this book. And like last year's NaNoWRIMO, I finished the book by the 26th of November, like, girl. And the year before that, I also, well, I didn't quite finish the book, but I had like a little bit left, but I did take a break. But I was well into Act 3. Like I was almost done. And the same with the other years I did it, is like I'd for sure written 50,000 words and I was really close to the end. So I came back in like December, like late December, Christmas break time to finish it up. But this one I'm still on Act 2 Part 1. So I'm nowhere near really being done with this edit. And frankly, I feel like I'm kind of just getting into the edit, which sounds diabolical after you have been watching me start this edit for 3 weeks. I feel like what you've seen is me like, yes, doing the first, it's about 100 pages, 30,000 words-ish. Yeah, I did edit about 30,000 words this month. That's my number. Technically 28,000, whatever. Probably gonna edit 2,000 more today, but like, yes, I have edited 28,000 words and probably written like almost 10,000 words fresh, but I feel like only in the last week has the edit really clarified into what it needs to be, you know? But I'm feeling good going into December. Only today, like today I woke up and was a little like, I'm a little tired in terms of like creatively tired, but also yesterday, which I guess was like 2 minutes ago for you, I really did a lot of writing. And I think, you know, traveling for the holidays, doing a lot of writing, like I think I might just take it a little bit easier today, maybe do a little bit of writing, but just kind of be a little more chill. Because I have literally been vlogging and posting it and editing a video every day for the last month, which is, it's not like crazy for me to do that, to be honest, but a little crazy. Like I do want to reset after this month in terms of like what my writing routine is going to be, what my plan, like a new pace, like I could just sort of need to recalibrate and decide like what times during the day, like because I kind of shifted during this month. I don't think I wrote in the morning even a single time, like maybe that first day or the second day. I just haven't been writing in the morning, except for these like this video I have been, but not super early in the morning. But I have noticed like I do really like writing in the morning, so I think I'm gonna try to like go to bed a little earlier and I don't know, change up my routine a bit? Question mark. Who would have thought you would have gotten a 3-day vlog in November? Let me know how you did in November. Were people doing NaNoWRIMO? I feel like I did not hear very many people actually going for the 50K. So let me know if you went for the 50K. Let me know how your goals went. I will be back very soon. Like, I don't think it'll be a week before I post, to be honest, but it might be. Maybe I'll make you miss me, but probably not. It has been so much fun, as always. I cannot believe that this month is over. It does not feel like it's going to be December tomorrow, really at all. Like, I'm coming to terms with that reality. Like, I'm starting to get a little existential about it being 2026 in a month. But also at the same time, this year has felt very long. So I need to stop talking. Subscribe if you have not already. I will see you so soon. Not tomorrow, but so soon. Okay.